Yeah, the idea was to tell a story. You know, that's the next step I want to do in my career, telling stories with music. How am I doing these days? Well, I'm doing really good. I'm really amazed by all the positive response I had on the main label announcement. It was crazy to see so many positive reactions, and people really were like, yeah, finally, it's time for you. Give them all you got, and yeah, that's definitely what I'm gonna do. And besides that, yeah, I'm doing great in the studio as well. I have a lot of new music ready. I'm really having a lot of inspiration at the moment. Yeah, working on so many new tracks also besides the stuff I finished. So yeah, I can't complain. These times are great for me, yeah. Can I tell you a bit about my Scantraxx journey? Yeah, of course. It started in about 2017, I think. I had my first guest release on Scantraxx Silver. It was called Path of Light.
The Path of Light.
And after that, I kept in touch with Scantraxx, and yeah, they were really interested in signing me. And ever since, yeah, at the end of 2017, I signed at Scantraxx, and I had my first official releases as a member of Scantraxx Silver. And yeah, ever since it was really good. I had a lot of milestones, a lot of positive reactions. I really found the sound I have right now, and it's still evolving. But yeah, I really found what Envine is and what defines me as a person and as an act. So yeah, it's really been a good journey, yeah. What can you expect from the step up? Yeah, a lot of new music, fresh ideas. I have the idea that I really want to work together with not only real singers, but also have a lot of other professional people that create music with me in the studio, like people that play instruments, and have a real creative vision on how to make my music. And yeah, I think it's going to be something different. Yeah, I think it's going to be a real challenge for me as well, but I'm really ready to step my game up. How did my sound evolve? Well, my sound is actually still evolving. I think with every new track I try to do something different. Well, not always something different. I really have my own sound, but I really found out that I really like to work with vocals, with singing, a lot of emotion involved in my tracks. That's what I really want to show also and want to share with people. The emotion that can be felt with Hardstyle. But yeah, I also discovered that my true passion, what Hardstyle was really for me, is the sound that was, I think, in 2010 to 2013, perhaps, but really in a new creative sound, you know, like a combination with what I like to envision. Yeah, that's how I still evolve myself. How would I describe my current sound? I would say really melodic. That's why I also came up with the theme Melodica. Emotional, a lot of emotions in my track. That's why I also try to combine it with real instruments, real singers, real stories. I really try to tell stories with my music. Not particularly stories that I've witnessed, but really something people can relate to. That's how I would say my music has evolved. It's more of a personal thing right now. Can I tell you more about the way we began featuring Nino, my first main label release? Of course. Well, I started the track about 1.5 years ago, actually. It's been a long journey before I finished it. I had the melody actually instantly. It came out of nowhere, and I really had this feeling it needed an emotional voice with it. So I decided to choose Nino. But yeah, the idea was to tell a story. You know, that's the next step I want to do in my career, telling stories with music. And how it all got together, well, I made the whole instrumental and I searched for the right voice and the right stories. I came up with themes that I wanted to share. And yeah, that's basically how it all got together. And after that, I also signed to a new management, and they really helped me creatively, like shooting the video clip, thinking of ideas, how to envision it, like not only the music but also the visual side, which is also something I would really like to show to the people. That is not just a music video clip, but also somewhat like a short movie, so to say. Why did I choose Nino as a vocalist? Yeah, well, I've worked with Nino before on a totally different track. It was a track dedicated to my wife actually when we got married. Yeah, it was called We Are Forever. And I really felt he can deliver that emotion in his voice. And he can also touch people with the lyrics and everything he has. And I know we have a good chemistry. And it turned out to be great. It's really easy to work with him as well. We have a good vibe and I can just give the feedback I want and he can do it as exactly as I have in mind, even though he's on the total other side of the world. Yeah, it was a pleasure working with him again. The creative process of making the track. Well, for me it was also a real challenge because I wanted to step my game up as an artist as well. So that's also why we had this theme, Better Than the Way We Began. I really wanted to actually step my game up, and that's the goal I had, to tell stories, to get people involved in my music and let them make an emotional connection to it. So that's the idea I had when I started, and that's what I also searched for in the video clip, in the lyrics, like the whole vibe. It's not really uplifting, but it's also not really raw. It really has a sad kind of emotion, but in the end it evolves into something good and something positive, like the next level to me actually. Where did I get my inspiration from? Well, it can be anything actually. It can be the good weather outside, it can be something personal I've witnessed. It can just be a vibe I'm in at the moment when I wake up. Sometimes in the shower I have inspiration and I whistle melody into my phone even though I'm underneath the shower. I'm even recording with my wet hands because I don't want it to lose my inspiration. It can basically be anything. It's not one thing I got my inspiration from. What else am I currently working on? Well, I'm working on a special track dedicated to my newborn son. It's really an emotional track as I try to do right now with all my music. It's really personal because it's something I'm witnessing right now, and it's really beautiful to be able to make something like that. Like I recorded his heartbeat when he was still in the belly of his mom, and I also used that in the track. And so I have a lot of other tracks as well, which I'm making right now. I have about 5 tracks ready, I would say, and about 4 tracks almost ready. So that's really much. And besides working in the studio, I'm also working on my new live act called Melodica. With that, I'm also asking a lot of creative people on stage and doing something different than we're usually used to with live acts. Yeah, just telling stories with my life. Yeah. What can we expect from Envine in 2022? Well, a lot of new music for sure. Well, I hope to play at a lot of big gigs, meet a lot of new people again. Also, people I haven't seen in a few years because of COVID. That's what I really love to do. And what a goal for me would be is also collabing with other big artists in the scene and maybe outside the scene. I have a lot of things I really want to achieve right now, like to step my game up and become one of the big guys. I know I have a lot of new music right now, but I really want to step my game up even more. What are my goals for the future? Well, to be the #1 DJ in the world now. All jokes aside, of course. Well, yeah, I just hope to express my emotions, express my music, and share it with a lot of people around the world. Play on the biggest stages everywhere in the world, meet new people, share stories together, and work together also with a lot of other new, not only new artists, but also big artists that can really vibe with me, so we can share our experiences and vibes in the studio to create something even more unique. Yo! My new track and the first release on the Scantraxx main label called The Way We Began is out now. Check it out and join me into melodic.